Okay, so going to see if this is working. Um, Maybe. Okay, there we go. Good. All right, we had some technical issues. We had some technical issues. My browser did not want to work, which means that, you know, the I couldn't get the stream set up properly. But here we are. We've made it. Another week. Huh. I don't feel. I don't know. I was doing a little self-evaluation just now. I was like, hey, do I feel bad? A little. I mean, I don't feel great. I think there was one day this week where I felt great, but I don't feel bad yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. All right. We'll get to feeling bad. We'll get to feeling bad. Okay. Now, it's gotta I gotta get the Admex skull that, we use as an ashtray because if I were to put either one of the actual ashtrays on this desk, I would lose a sizable portion of my desk. Hello, mother. Looking at this, if I were to put any one of my regular ashtrays on this desk, I would lose up to 25% of the actual desk space to the ashtray. So we're just using the Admex skull. You know? It's what the Emperor would have wanted. Probably. I don't know. And he was made out of shamans, if I am remembering the lore correctly. So, they smoked a lot. So yeah, it's perfect. That is, that is some of the dumbest logic. There's some of the dumbest logic, but, whatever. Also, I just now realized, looking at the stream health page over here, for some reason it's showing 6 to 7 p.m. Okay. Sure. If that's really wanna... If that's what you wanna, That's what you... Oh, I know where the bad feeling is coming from. This injury, this tiny, tiny, cut thing on uh, my wrist. It really hurts. I think I might have accidentally rubbed off the scab when I was in the shower, which, yeah, I was in the shower not too long ago, hence why my hair still looks like a travesty. It didn't dry fully. It still is not fully dry. But yeah, I think I rubbed the scab off with the soap, and then I got soap in that wound, and that is why it feels bad. Eh. Anyway, we should probably get to the smoking. I have a busy day tomorrow. Also, I'm going to try and remember what I need to go to the store for. I remembered that I need a plate, but I don't remember. There was something else that I needed. There was something else that I needed. I guess it's not overly important that I get it, but it was something that would look really, really strange if I bought it. For some reason it's just a thing that if you buy it, it's really weird. It's a weird thing to buy. So I was gonna buy a plate and then this other object. I just don't remember what it is. I'll remember. I'll try to remember. But I just remembered I didn't get a PNG. Shit. All right, hold on. I think I smoked this before on stream, so we're gonna go through the folder, see if I can find it. And this is where we try to remember if yeah, this is where we try to remember some of the, I don't know. Do you mean hmm a plate? Yeah, to eat food on. Alright, we're looking. Alright, so I've either deleted the PNG for the Diesel Rage, or I have not smoked it on stream before, and I'm just an idiot. Or I did and didn't, you know, think, oh, I should probably save that. Or I just, you know, was lazy and decided, nah, I don't need a PNG, fuck it. Well, it appears that, yeah, we don't have a PNG, so we're gonna get PNG. Alright. Gotta get a PNG. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna try and remember. You know, what you know, what was the thing, what was the other object that I need need to buy? I'll try. I'm gonna sit here. This is gonna be the thing, where I'm gonna be mid rant, and I'm gonna remember what the object was, and I'm gonna just completely break the. I'm just gonna completely break, you know, whatever I'm talking about. To, you know, exclaim that I have indeed. Oh, fucking damn it. That I have indeed remembered what it was. Alright, we're gonna reopen the tab because I'm an idiot fuck up. You know, I just realized there's one right here. So as we were saying, I'm an idiot fuck up. All this for the... Damn. That is... Please don't tell me that that is a really, really small PNG. Oh, that is a really, really small PNG. So, once again, I am... Always, always open image in new tab before... Always open image in new tab before, uh... you know, copying image to paint for dissection. Okay, rotate left 90 degrees. This is a massive This is a massive I'm pretty sure this isn't even a PNG. You know, we're just gonna work it like, oh wow, that easy crop. I miss Photoshop. This would have been faster. No, this wouldn't be faster. This would be about the same speed on Photoshop, except the save as would take longer. Okay. I really should just have like a cigar folder where every cigar that I you know own, I just every cigar that I own, I just have a PNG of it in case, or you know, or a JPEG in case I decide to smoke it on stream. Oh, this is a huge image. I'm adjusting it in Streamlabs. Shit. I'm adjusting it in Streamlabs to make it fit on the screen. We're getting there. We are getting there. Also, I just caught a glimpse of myself in the camera. Good God, I need a haircut. I guess that's another thing to do tomorrow. Get a haircut. I would ask my aunt, but I don't think that she would be good to do that anymore. On account of some serious medical issues. I'm sure she'd be happy to, but... Okay, seriously? Unhide this. Oh my god. Okay. This is just going to be... This is going to be really, really thin. Ooh. This is going to be... Okay, now I seem to have really... Okay, how does that look? Well, that doesn't look bad. Okay. We did it. Also, where are my sticky notes? So that way I can sit here with a pen and the sticky notes in case I remember the other object. Let's see. You know, I lose. Okay. Oh. Wait, it wouldn't be back there. Yeah, it wouldn't be back there. Alright. Sticky notes. sticky notes so that I can remember what the object is. What the object is. I'm not even going to talk about that. I'm not even going to be able to get to talk about the raid group today because it's just going to be me remembering an object. Trying to remember an object. What is this? Oh. Some old receipts. That looks pretty cool. Keep that. Alright, ooh, I still have some of these coffee candies sitting on the desk, too. I'm not even gonna talk about the raid group, because I guess I'm just gonna get distracted. Huh. I found the other pilot pens. Good to know. Anywho, see, there's the card I got off that brokey. Skittles. Don't mind if I do. Oh, that is a lot of Skittles. That is a lot of Skittles. That is more Skittles than I thought it was. Well, bombs away, I guess. Yeah, that's more Skittles than I thought it was. There's still another bag of these things. Okay. Why is this so horrible? I just dropped one of the pilot pens. Where are my sticky notes? This is what I write stuff on. Well, that and there they are. Be right back. Okay, now where is the poker set? Sticky notes. This is a lot of Skittles. Oh my god. Okay. Oh, hey, there's the pen. Let's grab the pen with my toes. I can. Yep, there we go. Had to get it untangled from the cables. Thanks. Thanks. One of my employees has taken the has taken the prerogative since I have my master's degree in clinical psychology. One of my employees found an old picture of Sigmund Freud, and he's been making comparisons. And I mean, I get what he's going for, because I could dress in my old waistcoat. I guess it's not old. I could dress in my waistcoat, a tie, whatever, and hold a cigar, and if I cut my hair, there would be a resemblance. Okay. Now, we're trying to remember the object. All right? The object is something that I need to buy. The object is something that you would get weird looks for buying by itself. I cannot remember what the object is, even though it seems like it would be important, you know. Anyway, so I'm gonna write down, that I need a plate for eating, and we're gonna see if we can do this. All right. But first things first, we're gonna get the smoke lit up. I chose the Diesel Rage today because I thought, on and off I talk about how I'm still full of Taco Bell based rage and in my heart. So I thought, why not fill my lungs and sinuses with rage too? But we're gonna do it a little differently. But yeah, but anyway, so with the Freud thing, right? Is I have read a couple of Freud's not more philosophical the more philosophical things that he worked on, that he wrote, because I had to for class in undergrad. And then I learned about Freud and his relation to psychology. Kind of a funny order to learn things about him in, but I digress. Anywho, and what I've learned just by being, you know, is Skittles. Skittles are still. Anyway, what I've learned just by living life and having daily experiences is Freud was right. And it's not exactly right, because the last time I said that, in front of people in real life, they took offense to it. But so I'm going to clarify, as I was going to already. But this is what happens when you go to a college like the one that I did. Also, this cutter is starting to go to shit. Uh, so anyway, what do I mean when I say Freud was right? What I mean is that the overarching ideas are somewhat accurate. It's kind of more of a, if you squint at it, it's right. The but I mean, he was also a pioneer when it came to psychology, and he was also German. This means that he would get some things horribly, horribly wrong. All right, so I think some leeway, some mercy is within the cards here. Um, Also, I just realized it's early month. I need to get a haircut and I need to shave. Yeah, this will be the second to last shave of the year. Okay. Anywho, we gotta get this cut. We gotta get this lit up, so that way I can get back to pondering, combing through my memories to see if I can remember the object. I'm gonna sit here for a minute. Actually, okay. So we need a plate. I need shoelaces. That's another thing. I need shoelaces for my work boots. Okay, but that's not the object. Because you can buy shoelaces and that's fine. It's not weird. Anyway, I need shoelaces for my work boots, a plate for lunch tonight, for lunch this morning, for lunch today. Jesus. And then I need something else. I need something else. But what is it? What do I need? I need an object. I need to get an oil change. The Germans are not empathetic people by design. All right, the Germans are not, and so, and they all, the Germans are not empathetic people. They, at least, you know, insofar as I've experienced them. They are also not people who are particularly prone to grasping human nature. The German way is simply to force your will upon the world around you, and, well, if the world bends to it, then, you know, subjugate it. But if the world resists, then just will harder. And so Freud, being German and also being a pioneer of psychology, is rather humorous. But it also, you know, reveals some of the biases in his perception. Also, I was making a joke there. So those three things. All right. The object. All right. So I need a plate. I need shoelaces. I need an oil change. I'm drawing a blank. Drawing a blank. I need, what do I need? It's an object. It's an object. I don't know. Because I'm not buying a new hose for the store. Because I need to figure out who broke the previous one. And the sprayer head. I need to figure out who broke that too. Anyway, let's get this lit up. And then I'll figure out if we'll do game or what. Which game would I even play? I could play more Diablo. I could play more Diablo. Because I did, I think I've gotten most of the way through Nightmare. So we can do some Mephisto runs. Or something. I don't know. Fucking fight Duriel. Now, I already did that. I proved myself last time. It's fine. I have overcome the mistakes of my past. Okay, I realize the gravity that statement would have if it were to actually be true. I have not overcome the mistakes of my past, at least not in their totality. But I have overcome some of the mistakes of my past. You know, may God have mercy on my soul as I attempt to rectify the rest of them. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding? Fucking. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, that's really not good. Where's my chapstick? Do I need I don't need chapstick. Chapstick. Oh, God. I think this cutter's going to shit. Also, I'm pretty sure I got it for free. But it has lasted a number of years. So, I don't know. Not everything that is free is crappy. Yeah, because this thing should still be pretty sharp. It has not failed me yet. Oh, wait. No, that blade's still got some bite to it. My thumbs are just really tough. Yeah, that one does too. But, yeah, I did damage the skin there. But, yeah. Ugh. Alright. I think I got all the dust blown out, so. Also, I do need to find the chapstick. But I think I know where the chapstick is. I think it's back in the smoking room. I think that is where I left the chapstick. Which means I'm going to need chapstick for here. Because I'm not going to carry a tube of chapstick between two locations. That's stupid. Especially considering I don't often have use for chapstick. Ugh. Alright, baby, we're good to go. Take a quick sip. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Let's do this. If I can get the box of matches open. Okay. All right. All right. Also, I probably should just write a bunch of shit that I need to do tomorrow. So let's see. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go to Walmart. Going to Walmart is going to serve three purposes. You know what? I'll write out my day tomorrow after I get this lit up. Because otherwise it's just going to sit on my leg and I'm going to forget about it. And then, I'll get to rambling. Or then I'll remember it's there and then it'll be an hour in and I'll just be going, I'll be immensely frustrated with myself. But hey. Okay. Here we go. See, tomorrow's Wednesday. All right. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, my neck popped when I did that. Hmm. Oh, still got that knot in this muscle. I need a massage. Uh, uh. Anyway, that is a mouthful of spice. Ooh, that is a mouthful of spice. I'm falling apart. Yeah, I'm falling apart at the ripe old age of 28. You know? No, I just need to find somebody with strong hands to just dig into this spot in between my neck and shoulder. Ugh. Because I managed to get it most of the way the other day, but I just need some. If I could take my own arm off and just jam my elbow in there and massage it like that, that would be so great. Uh, okay. All right. Okay. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. Uh, that. Okay. Anyway, I gotta find somebody with strong hand. Right, the thingy on my neck. I gotta find somebody to just dig in there, massage the knot the rest of the rest of the way out, and then I'll be good to go. But whatever. So let's see. Tomorrow, but other than that, tomorrow's gonna be a busy day for me, at least in the early part of it, and the later part we'll see. Uh, 'Cause let's see, Walmart is for the shopping list. Also, it's drink week at the store, so gotta get the boys their drinks that they're going to drink in that they're going to consume the entirety of in 2 days, and the next shopping trip is 2 weeks away. You know, like clockwork. That is how it happens. That is how it happens. Let's see, and then I have an appointment at 2 in Greenwood. And then once I actually make it to Greenberg, I should definitely get a haircut. And then when I get back here, I'll shave. You know. Also, why am I writing so small on this sticky note? Do I have a cacophony of things that need doing? Anyway, also Thursday. Oh, right. Let's see. I need to remember. I need to remember the object. I need to remember the object that I'm going to buy, that I need to buy, but I don't. I can't remember. Wait a minute. What was that? What's that thing that I need? Ah. Okay, so this is something I don't. This isn't the object, but it is something that I didn't buy a few months ago. I need a fuel injector cleaner. I forgot to buy that in June. Gotta keep my car healthy. Gotta keep her going for a long time. Which the boys were talking to me about getting a smoker car, and there was one. What was it? I think it was. Hold on. Yeah. One of them told me to get a 2007 Mercury Grand Marquis. You know, he's got one, and oh my god, oh my god, you know, it's it, I mean the seats look amazingly comfortable. And yeah, it just looks like a 1960s. It looks like the inside of it has the look and has the aesthetic of a 60s car that somebody who does smoke cigarettes or cigars or whatever would drive. The outside, of course, is more modern, but the inside kind of has that little bit you know of magic that that kind of that just existed before the turn of the millennium. you know because yeah, a little bit of magic, a little bit of magic. But the thing of it is, right, it's the thing of it is one, we were looking at cars the other day during poker. And yeah, there's quite a few out there, and many reasonably close. They also are priced quite well. I mean, they are used cars, and I would be buying it from the owner, but that aside, decently close by. Not a distance I would mind driving to go retrieve something like that, and also reasonably priced. Decently low mileage. For what you can expect. The second thing here is I am not going to go after. Yeah, I'm not going to be looking into replacing Zwei until it becomes obvious to me that she's dying, right? Because since my dad is, living out the retirement of his dreams in Florida, and I know I said that with a sarcastic tone, but I don't mean that sarcastically. I think he actually is pretty happy with where he's ended up. Anyway, since he's living the retirement of his dreams in Florida, he is not here, which means that when it comes to replacing Zwei, I have to do that. Which, you know, I can do that. All right, if I can handle my own finances, I can handle running a bit, running a, a branch of a business, I can handle purchasing a car from someone. All right, and then, I'm not nervous about that or anything. That's pretty much child's play. It's just I'm not interested in doing so if I don't believe it's necessary. It's frivolous. And, considering the considerable size of, my college debt as it exists right now, I don't want to be frivolous. I've got hiccups. No, I don't. I guess that was just the flappy thing in my throat freaking out. Anywho. But yeah, we were looking at that because yeah, the Grand Marquis was mentioned. There was a couple of others mentioned, but the Grand Marquis stands out to me because one of the boys drives one, and like I said, just a little bit. It's got just a little bit of that '60s magic, on in the interior, and I like that. I like that a lot. And that being said, if I were to look for a replacement for Zwei, I'd look around, it's I mean I get recommendations from the boys, of course, especially one of them since he seems to know a lot about different kinds of cars. So I definitely ask him, hey, what were those other cars we talked about, and then would commit that to memory, you know the entire list, not just the first item on the list. Um, you know, because it would be really funny. It would be really funny to pull up in, a really nice, aesthetically pleasing, you know, cigar smoker car. When my dad is visiting here, far to the north. Dad, we take a little drive. Put dad behind the wheel and let him have at it. Oh, I would of course bring the cigars, and then watch and poke fun at him for only smoking half of it. Keep in mind, my dad has been smoking for longer than I have been alive. You know, and he can only smoke half a cigar at a time. It doesn't matter the strength. It doesn't matter the length. Like I could give him this cigar right now. He would smoke it about halfway down and he'd tap out. I could give him a cigar half this length. He would smoke it halfway down and tap out. I don't understand. I could give him a Brick House Maduro and he would smoke it halfway down. I could give him an Ave Maria Immaculata and he would smoke it halfway down. I don't understand it. I guess maybe it's a time thing for him and not strength thing. Like he'll smoke, maybe he'll smoke for only a certain duration. That, or he just wants to save it for later. I don't know. I do need to call him tomorrow. That's another thing I need to do. See what he's been up to, because he did text me earlier this week, or maybe it was last week. I don't remember. My days are getting mixed up. I don't. No, it was last Monday. No, it wasn't. It was this Monday. It was a Monday. No, it wasn't. It was Friday? I think it was Friday. It was either Friday or Saturday. Because I had just gotten to work, but it was in the afternoon. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, so that's another thing to do is call dad, go to Walmart, go to my appointment, call my dad, get a haircut, do my laundry. I need to remember to take the bed sheets. I need to remember to take the bed sheets. Yeah. Okay. I'm remembering things and getting all that written down, but I still don't remember the object. I still don't remember the object. I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to get done shopping. I'm going to be on the road going to my appointment, and then I will remember the object. I'm done shopping. And then it will become necessary for me to remember the object until I get to Greenberg. And then I can purchase the object at the Greenberg Walmart. That's probably what's going to happen unless I spontaneously remember during, stream. If I spontaneously remember during stream, then that'll be fantastic. That'll be great. But, I gotta, I'll just think about it. But, you know, I guess to segue poorly into the topic for today, we're going to continue the nostalgia tour because, for some reason, I'm 28 years old, but I feel much older, and I'm, I look back on how I look back on certain experiences and just think, wow, that was great. And, compared to today where I don't have those experiences and think, wow, this sucks. One thing that I deeply, deeply miss is my raid groups from back during the MMO days. The WoW raid group, not so memorable, you know, just because I was much younger and, we didn't really have voice chat wasn't really a thing, at least not a thing that I engaged with. So, not really too. I'm nostalgic for WoW raids. The actual raid itself, not necessarily the people I raided with. ESO, on the other hand, that was different. All right, that was different. It was different partially because I ran those raids for one of those guilds. After what's his name? After I Okay, so I was put in charge. I was put in charge of of an entire guild's like raid setup. I was put in charge of this. And then eventually it expanded to I was in charge of two guilds raid setups back in ESO, which, you know, the combat in ESO is still really nice. I still really do enjoy it. Um, but I'm just not interested in playing, traditional MMOs. I'll play stuff like Helldivers, which is technically an MMO. I mean, in a sense, you know. Um, but stuff like WoW, ESO, I'm just not interested in playing. Also, I did re-download ESO just to log in because I was curious about some stuff, and that's like 150 gigs, which ooh, I did not. I also, which made me realize how little space I actually have on my hard drive. This hard drive is 2 terabytes, and I have about 250 gigs free, which makes me think that I need to go through and I need to clean some shit. Actually, just out of curiosity, right? I'm going to look at the recycle bin. And we're going to look at the properties of the recycle bin. MMO is a massively online multiplayer game. And the recycle bin is set to a custom size of 97,398 megabytes. That seems oddly specific, but I did not set this because that's 97,000, not 72,000. Okay. See, 97,000 megabytes is like 96 gigs. Oh, okay, that explains a lot. What's in here? What are the biggest files in here? Oh, that's a... Why are there two several gigabyte long MP4s in here? What are these? What the fuck? Oh, that's what they are. Oh, that's what they are. They're the Gamer Subs videos that I don't need anymore. Right. Right. And then, actually, what are the biggest files in here? So let's see. Oh, and then the DaVinci setup. The old DaVinci setup. And then the old Diablo 2 setup. Because I had to update my Diablo 2 setup. What? Anyway, and then a bunch of junk. Actual junk. But okay, alright. But yeah, I'm just not in the mood to play MMOs anymore. You know, I play gacha games now. Which, I know I mentioned this last time, but, Duet Night Abyss, October. October? October? Is it October? Hold on. Let me pull this back up. Duet Night Abyss. Release. Release dates. Why did I put a forward... Why did I put a backslash? October 28th. Well, wait. Wait, Duet Night Abyss will have its global launch on the 28th. Via Epic Games. What? What? What do you mean? What do you mean on the Epic Games Store? They better still have their original launcher that I already have installed. So that way I can just play it through that. I'm not making an Epic... Well, no, I still have an Epic Games account because I bought Kingdom Hearts 3 on Epic like an idiot. And it didn't play it. Fuck. More wasted money. Ugh. But I guess we all... I guess, you know, if I went through life and didn't make one or two financial mistakes, then, you know, something's wrong with me. You know? Ugh. But yeah, I miss the ESO raid group because let me tell you the story, right? About how I was put in charge of the raid group, right? So, I was playing ESO as a young adult in college, you know, in my early 20s. It really was that long ago. Gods. Anywho, and I was playing with I was playing with the raid group. I had just joined. You know, I'd signed up for it. It was like, yeah, I'll go on this raid. Cool. You know, I want to chat. I want to do the high level content. I'm quite proud of my stamina necromancer, which, man, I was an oddball in that group because I was the only one who played necro. And then there were rare times where we'd have another necro, but then I was the only one playing Stamcrow. Oh my god. I got so... The thing is, too, is they would always give me shit for that, too. They would always give me shit for that. I also did play healer occasionally. And then extremely occasionally, I would play tank. Because tank in ESO is so much less nerve-wracking than playing tank in WoW. Playing tank in WoW, God, I would always be so nervous. I would be so, I would, you know, I would be clenched. I would be clenched during the entirety of any combat whenever I would play tank. And it wouldn't even be just raids, it would also be in dungeons. I would just be clenched the whole time because I was terrified of losing aggro, you know. I did all right, you know, but just horrified, just terrified the whole time. It's like, oh god, if I lose aggro, we're all gonna die. You know, it's gonna be my fault. You know, so I did not play tank often in WoW, but I did, you know, once I was playing on some private servers, I did get better at it, and that tension did gradually go away. At least during dungeons, not during raids. During raids, I was clenched. I was clenched. And WoW raid, the raid bosses can take a while. So being clenched up like that would take its toll on my physical and mental energy reserves. But healer was just healer in both games was just easy. ESO makes it really easy, but WoW, you could get you can get some really good add-ons for it. To just you don't even have to like move. You don't even have to like move, unless normally you could just click on a box on screen. It was really easy. I loved it. And getting to decide who lives and who dies. It's like, well, I might not be raid lead, but if you don't follow raid lead's instructions, you die. I don't care. All right, that's I'm not gonna waste my mana on you. Anyway, so I was playing. Back to the story. I was playing, DPS in one of the beginner raids because I was like, yeah, okay, I'll get into this. See what it's all about. See how hard it actually is. Yada yada yada, etc. etc. I did that. The raid lead was so chatty and just generally insufferable, and was not exactly the best at explaining, mechanics to newbies like myself, for example. I understood what he was saying just because, I would just copy the people around me, what they were doing, where they were standing, this and that, whatever. I was aware of enemies, just whatever. But just getting stuck with a team that mostly consisted of veterans on an easy part, wasn't even a boss fight, but just getting stuck there for you know 2 hours, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in ESO that's a lot. But getting stuck like that, it was so frustrating. It was so frustrating. So I complained, you know. I complained about it to one of the officers. I was like, "This is not good. This is not good." But I don't remember exactly what I said because it was 5 years ago. It was more than 5 years ago. Oh my god, it was 6 to 8 years ago. Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, I complained to one of the officers, and she said, "Well, why don't you come to the weekly officer meeting and voice your complaints there?" I went, "I mean, okay, if you say so." This was, I and so I voiced my complaint, and I said, "Look, all right, I played with I played with some randoms, after the failure there, just to actually finish it and understand what was going on. I've read guides, I've seen, I've watched video guides, yada yada yada. So I've got at least a basic idea of what to do, and this guy is not, the current raid lead is not the guy, right? And so, the leader and the other officers that I was, saying all this to at this point went, "Okay, well, we get a lot of complaints about this guy, actually, so we're gonna give him a little bit of a break, and why don't you run it?" And I went, I mean, all right, I'll give it a shot. If I don't work out though, I'm not gonna take offense, and I'll gladly kind of step aside for whoever else, because they did have somebody else in mind who wasn't exactly receptive to the idea of her running it, so they just kind of passed it off to me, and so I started running the raids, and I was cognizant of, okay, we have new people here, so before we move in, I'm going to explain mechanics, this and that. And the other people who were there, who were veterans, they'd supplement my information. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, don't forget about this." It's like, "Oh yeah, no, yeah, also watch out for this." I'll do call outs. whatever, whatever. Let's try and keep chatter to a minimum, of course, that way you can hear my instructions and the instructions of other people if I miss something, yada, yada, yada. I ran those raids for, I think, 2 years. Yeah, that sounds about right. About 2 years. And, we were almost always successful. There were some times where we weren't, and this was because, when you're playing with adults, who aren't in college and they have jobs and whatnot, sometimes people would drop out due to time constraint. Maybe things didn't go 100% smooth every time, but we had a pretty solid and pretty high clear rate under my leadership, which was a bit odd for me at the time. Now that I look back, it's just like, well, I mean, I explained things as clearly as I could. We had good people, which was most of it. Most of it was that we had good people who, knew what they were doing and, you know, could execute the plan, whatever. Um, oh, excuse me. I mean, but and because of that, that was 2 years of just good times, weekly raids, good times. I'd select, I'd look at the list. I'd look at the list and we just kind of run them, kind of run all the raids, kind of not, in kind of a random order. Basically, it's just like, oh, we ran that one. We've run that one this cycle, so we're gonna run, I don't know, this one. We just do that. I just pick one, and then post in the Discord, and people would sign up, for certain roles, and it's like, all right, cool, 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 good, good stuff. And we just run. It was great. We had a lot of good times. We had a lot of good times, and I bring this up because the other day I was telling these some of those stories to one of my boys at the store, and I said, yeah, I really miss those people. And he was like, well, why don't you talk to them anymore? I went, why don't I talk to them anymore? So so what ended up happening was I just I was like, you know what, I'll shoot a message at one of them. So I got back here to the apartment that night after I finished closing with after I finished closing, and shot a message like, hey, what's up? I got the master's degree. What's going on? And we had a little back and forth. You know, it was nice. It was nice, and it made me kind of realize that I didn't end. I didn't. We didn't like drift apart on bad terms. You know what I'm saying? We drifted apart primarily because I stopped playing the game. I stopped playing ESO because I had to. I was graduating undergrad and I had to go to work, and I went to I had to, yeah, I graduated, went to work, and then I was also doing the master's program, which left not too terribly much time uh for that kind of gaming, especially since I was also running. I was also finishing out YOD with the YOD boys, which I've had the idea to make a YOD video, just where I sit here and just reminisce about YOD. There's probably more live stream content than anything else, because making a video about that with no editing seems kind of odd. I guess I could put on some infographics and stuff, whatever. But I think if I were to ever do, a kind of campaign reminisce video, I would need to do a kind of a base VTC video, like, hey, this is what VTC is. And, this is a project that I've been working on since probably also about 8 years. God. Aiden, we're getting close to VTC's 10th development anniversary. Holy shit. It's still not done, which doesn't surprise me because God, it's a mountain of work. But ooh, we're getting close to 10 years since I started this project. by myself is just a Pathfinder expansion, and now it's its own thing. We have our own lore, we have our own classes, we have our own mechanics. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. But I reached out and, sent off a message going, hey, what's going on? We did a little catching up, whatever. But made me think I should definitely reach, it just reminded me, it's like I have a lot of people that I haven't, spoken to or messaged in some time. And a lot of those people I'm not on bad terms with, to my knowledge. So there really isn't any reason for me to have such trepidation in messaging them going, hey, what's up? It's been a while, you know? But so I think I'm going to be doing that. I think I'm going to be reaching out to some people I used to game with, see what they're up to, see what games they're playing, see what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see. We'll see. It seems like the old guild disbanded from what I get from what I was told, but they all kind of keep in contact with each other. I don't know how strongly they keep in contact with each other, but they, whatever. So I think I'll reach out to a few more people, go, hey, what's up? It's me, the bird skeleton. You remember me? Of course they do. Of course, between my unique gamer tag and me saying, hey, it's me, the bird skeleton, they'll instantly remember. They'll instantly remember me. I haven't really changed since then. I mean, yeah, the way I type out messages is a little bit different, but I mean, you know. Hmm. All right, we're gonna touch this up. Gonna touch this up a little bit. Now, one important thing to mention, and it's something I just now thought of, is I kind of palled around with these people for about 2 years, and with that in mind, would I say, oh hey, we were friends, online friends? Would I say that? Considering how kind of strict I can be about calling somebody a friend, honestly, I'd say the ESO guildies. I'd say that a decent handful of them I could consider them to be friends. I mean, fuck, I made references to several of them in VTC, so I should probably consider them to be such. But that's that's just me. Uh, but I just got I'm not exactly great when it comes to upkeeping communication with people, and as a result, drifting apart is something that happens a lot. Um, I've lost contact with a lot of people as a result of it, and hence the kind of gnawing loneliness that I feel. You know, but that's mostly on me. It's mostly something that I need to figure out for myself. It's mostly something I just need to figure out and kind of overcome. Reach out, go, hey, what's up, what's going on, that kind of stuff. And then kind of get myself habituated to regularly, I don't know, just sending a quick message like, hey, what's going on? What's going on with you this week or something like that. I don't know. But it's just reminds me of the past when things were better, when I had a lot more fun with an actual group of people as opposed to you know attempting to seek out fun by myself, which is damn hard. it is not fun to seek out having fun by oneself, you know? Mm. But, which saying that, one of the times from recent memories where I actually had some really good fun by myself was during Duet Night Abyss's second beta test. Just because, the game is basically Warframe, but, without DE's mistakes, and, it's really, it's just nice. The game is nice. The aesthetic is nice, and I played so much fucking Warframe in college, and then Warframe kind of just didn't fix its problems, and from to my knowledge, just kind of looking at it as now an outsider, it doesn't seem to have fixed its problems, which kind of prevents me from getting back into it. And also the time investment. Good God. Do at Night Abyss, DNA seems like, yeah, it's just play it at your own pace, kind of. You don't really need to, keep your finger on the pulse, really. But ooh, excuse me. But yeah, so gotta reach out and gotta gotta have some gotta see if I can find some gotta see if I can find some fun for myself. And you know if the old guildies are doing something together, see if what they're doing is compatible with my schedule mostly, and then see if I can join in. Like, hey, yo, you need one more? I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still around. you know. But actually, so at this point, we're an hour in, and I've kind of gone over what I want to go over. So, I thought about it. Do I want to do more Diablo 2, or do we want to hop into something else? I don't really want to just leave Azure Lane on the screen and just kind of ramble, because I don't really have anything else to ramble about. I mean, I might, think of something while I'm just kind of rambling, whatever. But Azure Lane seemed kind of inappropriate for that, because just put it in the back, put it on the foreground, put me in the corner, just let it go, just so you guys have something to watch while I ramble on and on and on. So instead, what we're going to do is we're just going to jump into Master Duel is just my bread and butter. It seems to be my bread and butter stream game. Okay. What is this? What is Asus right keyed to? Thought I turned that off. What did I... Okay. And then... Oh my god. Just a gargantuan cigar. Oh, this is gonna take a minute. I'm gonna just jump into that. Just gonna do that. Okay. Get the little arrow. Come on. There we go. Gotta shrink this down. Oh my god. Oh, we gotta shrink this down so much. Pop. And shrink. And pop. And shrink. And pop. And shrink. And we're getting there. And shrink just a little bit more. And oh god, I accidentally touched the wrong thing. There we go. And pop and grow and settle and screen capture. Master Duel. There we go. Oh, we got a rental competition. What is this? So, used by players on the champion team. Okay. Whatever. So we're going to see what decks they play. It's probably going to be some meta crap. Cool. I already did the coins and dice thing. So really the only thing for me right now... Wait, actually, what's going on in this? What's going on in this? Can I vote on this so I can... Nope. Piss. I missed the opportunity there because I was like, I don't care about this. And then I saw that they were handing out like royal rare stuff, and I went, oh no. Also, I realized I should probably put the face cam back in its original position. We're not playing Diablo. And then we'll start things off simple. We'll see if anything cool happened in casual today. Let's see if they put anything cool up. Is that an Earthbound Immortal? Ooh, that's Jinzo. Holy shit, hold on. Monarchs! Oh! 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 Hold on. Okay, we might have a couple duels to watch here. Because I always like seeing cool stuff. We're going to watch this Jinzo versus Exodia duel and see what that's about. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what kind of cool stuff the Jinzo player's cooking up, you know what I'm saying? You know, kind of ramble. So let's see. So this is the classic, I guess not the classic, but the new Exodia setup. Do you have the Ankh? Nope. Now he has the Ankh. Yeah, there we go. 5 for... Yeah, he's gonna get Exodia. He's gonna get big Exodia out. He is sitting at 6k, though, so he can't OTK. But... And there's the kill everybody... Jinzo! Oh, this could be fun. Destroy all car... Okay, but does Jinzo negate that? No. Ah. So, what do we even have for Jinzo now? We've got, Jinzo's got tech now. He's got basically his own, I think, mini archetype. Ooh. Wait, Synchro, hold on. 8? Oh, Draco Berserker. Okay, whatever. Damn. Got that hit on him. Got that hit on him. What do you got for me, Jinzo player? Come on. Come on. Oh, wow. If a trap is face up on the field, defense mode, link into something. What do we got? Clipboard Genius? Huh? Okay. Boom. Stand by, take damage. Add... Unfortunate. 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 I had high hopes for the Jinzo player. I was kind of hoping the Exodia guy would be running the classic library draw setup. But hey, that's what I get for hoping. But I saw an Earthbound Immortal. And, you know, I like old Yu-Gi-Oh! So, whenever I see something, you know, something like that that catches my eye, I, you know, jump into it. Okay, this, it looks like, just based on this, looks like a Red Dragon Archfiend deck with the supporting Earthbounds, maybe. No, he's got a Lure Queen. Wait a minute, this could be way more interesting than I thought. Uh-huh. Okay. Boom, big monster. Okay. That is a lot of equipped spells and stuff. Wait, hold on. Stop. Hold on. This says what your opponents must play with their hand revealed. That's insane. That's an insane card. That's a normal rarity card. Holy shit. That's crazy. Okay. Alright. Dump the field spell. Get White Forest? What? I stopped paying attention. And we're going into White Forest. Okay. I am disappointed. I am disappointed here. But, wait, Harmonic probably would work with White Forest because they have, or White Forest Azamina, because they have Fusion and Synchro. Oh. Yep. Well, this is disappointing. I was kind of hoping for like a real Earthbound deck. We're going to speed this up because I don't care anymore. Yeah, just do it. Just more synchro. Baron. Yep. Thousand Knives. Crimson Gaia is going to get an Earthbound monster out. Red Nova Dragon. Okay. Wow. That was disappointing. Whatever. We got Monarchs here. Come on, Monarch player. Don't disappoint. The first one, I was kind of hoping for a classic Exodia setup with, library draw or some such. Not new Exodia, but I guess that's... this is a real Monarch deck. Holy shit, hold on. Hold on, hold on. Ogre, of course. Of course, Ogre. And 2 traps. Hard Negate. Skull Invitation for burn. Of course, okay. So we got Melodious. Okay. Music theme deck. Is this a ban? This is catch tier, so it's probably a banish of some sort. Alright, banish something face down, of course. Pay half your life points for that. No. And it went to grave. Ooh. Ugh. Skull Invitation should trigger since you sent something to grave. Yep. Boom. Okay. Let's throw it back to hand. Right. Yep. This is fucking, Link, Fusion, and Pen. Alright. Okay. You don't have anything that can beat Ogre, at least not to my knowledge here. Whoa! That's 3 cards. You're gonna take 900 damage. Okay, you got something to beat Ogre, finally. Oh, fuck. You're done. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. No! Monarch player, I had faith in you, but then again, just a spam deck like that is not good for Monarchs. Ugh. Well, that was kind of disappointing. That's really unfortunate. Alright, so we have dual missions to get the Gem Knight Fusion thing. We've got our dailies, of course. Okay, and then all this secret crap. FTK, right. That's gonna be challenging. Getting up to Master Duel, Rating Duel is gonna be challenging. It's gonna be challenging, but it's also just gonna take forever. Okay, so we're just gonna do a little ranked. Also, yeah, I'm not gonna play the God deck because that's supposed to be a secret. So we're gonna go back to Dark Magician, just because I'm a sucker for the classics. So that and Dark Magician engages my mind a little bit. Blue Eyes doesn't really. Blue Eyes has a higher power ceiling and a higher power floor. But Dark Magician engages my mind, a little bit. Because it doesn't have as high of a power ceiling and a power floor, you gotta think about it. You gotta think about your plays. You know what I'm saying? The God deck also has The God deck has the lowest possible power floor, almost. But it's also got such a ridiculously high power ceiling that, and the difference between whether you're going to be closer to the floor or the ceiling is dependent upon two things. Number one, what you draw. You know, that opening hand is important. But number two, it's how you play. It's really, really hard to use. And you really have to think with it. But oh, YouTube. Fuck. Is this guy making a YouTube video? I'm going second. Okay. Wow, I predicted that one. This man's got Karibo too as his pet, which I can respect that. I can respect that. I cannot respect the default dual field though. Also, this is a bad hand. This is a bad starting hand. If he throws a Malice card out, though, we got two Lanceas, so fuck that guy. But, ooh. Ooh. So, you know, in the interest of returning to a previous topic of conversation, also I'm going to set this to auto, so that way Lancea isn't bothering me every second of every day. I'm going to, you know, say that I had, you know, sometimes when playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I have fun. This is Ryzeal. Fuck. Is that a UR? Nope. So we're not gonna fucking do anything with it. Shit. Retaliating C. Is he gonna try and pull Max C on me? Yeah, we're really gonna have to top deck here for this one. Shit. We might have bricked a little bit. We might actually have to go to Blue Eyes in order to do something. Huh? Normal summon. Wait, 2 level 4s. You can get a Ryzeal XYZ out. Okay. Okay. Ugh. Is he, seems to be having some trouble deciding. You know? What does this do? I know this lets you search Max C, I think. Spell card, special summon card from hand. Wait, so while this card is faced with any card sent to the grave... Oh! Wait, I didn't do this, though. Okay, if this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add 1 Earth's... Ah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Okay. And then... right... wait, hold on. Detach to Ryzeal. No. Yeah, that's a UR, so that's fine. No, you're not doing that. Not this turn, at least. Okay. So we're going to be playing at a little bit of a disadvantage. Set this card, Spell and Trap Zone as a spell. Okay. Oh, we got a decent draw here. Perfect. Alright. Oh, that's not the field spell. Oh. Well. Well. Wait. Ryzeal. Draw power. Oh. Oh. Hold on. Send the Dark Magician to the graveyard. Maxi. Yes. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. I get it. Souls. Okay. No, don't. Wrong set. Activate effects. Oh, I can send from hand. I didn't need to set those. Oops. Oh, whatever. It's not really a misplay because he didn't wipe my back row. Oh. Damn, hard negate right there. Shit. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. What do we have here? Let's, no. We're better off with... No, we're better off staying in defense mode here, since he didn't summon there or there. Alright. Your turn, buddy. What do you got? What do you got for me? I'm not gonna pop it. Not yet. We wait. We wait. This is where he's gonna be able to detach and do shit. Can't go lower than 0, though, so your debuff doesn't work. Let's see, 2700, control gain 100 attack, and monsters lose 100 attack, right? So it's technically plus 400, you know. Oh, okay. There's both of them, okay. No material, no material. Yep. Uh-huh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yep, there's that. Nope, not yet. Okay. Light pyro. Light pyro. Huh, okay. So he's gassing up the tank here. Alright. We have no cards in hand. This sucks. This sucks. But, you know, if we have some good back and forth, you know, I could have fun with it. I could have fun with it. You know. Ugh. Slowly drifting downwards in the chair. One of the boys today suggested that I steal the office chair and, you know, put this chair in its place. When that would be immediately noticed. And while the office chair at the store is more comfortable, it does have some wear and tear on it. I just, you know, if I wanted to, would just get a new chair. What? What was that? Uh-huh, so there's 3 4s here now. Okay. Wait, what does Big Boy need? Because I don't quite know what this deck does. I think I've seen memes of it. I think it fucks with spells and traps, but I don't quite know. And there's Big Boy. He only needs 2. Oh, he's got a chunky 3000. And he has a way to pull material. Okay. You can detach the target 1 card on the field, destroy it. Right. You detach one. Oh, okay. So that's... Okay. Okay. So yeah, he just... Let's see. Is that once per turn? It doesn't say it is. Oh, he's pulling shit out. I am going to die here. I am going to die here. The card art on these looks really good, though. These monsters look cool. They look really cool. But yeah, so I think I'm going to die here, everybody. And this is, I hate bronze. It sucks. You know. And another one. Trap tricks. Trap tricks. You know, if you know, you know. Okay. Alright. So, are you gonna kill me? Can you kill me? Yeah, you can. Okay. Alright. And then that's how he's gonna pull the Max C out of the deck. How did I know? But that's his second one. Oh, that's great. That's adorable. See, 2, 4. Flip. Use the effect now. The Dark Magician. Yep. Most unfortunate. Yep. Okay. Well, we die here. Well, we die here. I am not dead. I am not dead. We've got 300 life points and a dream. Huh. Alright. He's gonna negate it. How did I know? Wait. What? What? Wait. What? Hold on. One level 1 monster. Fuck. One normal monster. I'm gonna show you the Dark Magicians. And then we're gonna pop the Dark Magician. Okay. Why can I not? Why can I not? One normal monster. Huh? Huh? Hold on, what? One normal monster, except a token. Normal monster, not a token. Can't summon from the extra deck except fusion monsters. Fusion deployment. I'm an idiot. Shit. That's what did me in. That's what did me in. Hell. Ah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I know, Dark Magician. I know. The Primite Magician deck still needs some work, I guess. Still needs a little bit of work. Fallen Valor. Okay. I'm going second again. Oh, this is something. Oh, this is something. Oh, this is something. We're gonna start off with fusion deployment. And we're going to summon the Dark Magician. I'm gonna show you the Dark Magicians. It's him. It's that guy. It's that guy. Right there. That you can't really see because the fucking cigar's in the way. Place a card on top of the deck. What do I want to draw into? What do I want to draw into? Give me Rod. And then draw Rod. Okay. And then summon Rod. Activate Rod. Not yet. What do we want? Bond between master and student. Activate. Set card. Set card. And then set card. And then I did fusion. Target what? Not yet. And end. Your move, my brother. Your move. You didn't disrupt me that whole time, so I'm interested to see what you're playing. Alright, we're setting this to auto. Stop it. Alright. What do we got? What do you got? What do you got for me? Is this gonna be a mirror match? Yo, this could be cool. This could be cool. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Soul Servant, what are you gonna draw into? Or what are you, yeah, what are you gonna put on top deck? Dark Magician himself as top deck. Okay. Set. Wait, on the field and in the graveyard. You don't... What? Wait. Different names on the field and in the graveyard. On my cards. Oh! Ah. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Alright. Discard a spellcaster, draw a card. Okay. You know, not whatever. Gonna play with his field a little bit. Okay, he drew the Dark Magician. We know this. We have this info. Set another card. Okay. End phase? Destroy everything. Fusion summon. The Dark Magicians. We're gonna leave Dark Magician Girl on the field. The Dark Magician. Another Imperm. Fascinating. I could... No, I can't steal. Wait, I could steal... I could steal Rod if I wanted to. No, we'll just set Imperm and switch to attack and move into attack. Okay. He's playing... I think he's playing the structure deck. Which... Ooh, it has a really nice setup, but it just takes a while to set up. And that just goes to show you, Dark Magician's age and lack of, support that, like really good support, like other cards. I might roar. Control no monsters. Right. If your opponent normally is banished, target one normal or in your graveyard banish. Oh, okay, cool. Or in the grave. Oh. Banish card from grave. No, we'll just end it. We'll just end it. I don't have any combos. Twin Dark Magic Attack. Go. There we go. There we go. We'll be able to get out of bronze in no time. We'll be able to get out of bronze in no time. I say that, but we're gonna be climbing. We're gonna be making the slow climb. I did get to platinum, but I got into platinum on my phone, which means that I didn't count for the Steam achievement, which kind of hurt me in a way. 90 gems. Count that money. Count that money. I'm gonna put on a dual live. I'm gonna put on a dual live casual casual match because I have to pee. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? What's gonna be entertaining? What's gonna be entertaining? What do we got here? We got a couple of branded decks. That one has Barone on it, so it's probably straight Cancer. We already watched that one. Eeny, meeny, this one. Alright, I'm gonna go piss. I'll be right back. Okay? Boop. Oh, it's up there now. And I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright, Alright, so it looks like we've got a Labyrinth player versus a Branded player. That's annoying. Ooh, Taxman. I forgot he was a Taxman. Ooh. Taxman. Was that on the gate? The clip? Oh, he pulled out Ecclesia. Whoa. Mirror, you can't special summon Mirror Jade. Okay. Another transaction rollback, of course. Bulking up those defenses. Can't activate Fallen of Valdez. I just won't. Oh, he will. Battle. Oh my god. You know what completely destroys Labyrinth? Jinzo. Jinzo just stops their nonsense. You know. Oh wow, okay. Yep. It's the titty lady. Oh. Oh. Oh no. Pay half your life points. Oh fuck, wait. Huh? Oh yeah. Nope. You damn Brandon. Damn. Damn. Brandon player really tried hard there. And he was using the Despia field. That's just insulting. That's just insulting. That makes me feel bad. You know? That makes me feel bad. Holy shit. Won the coin flip. I'm gonna let this go, because I do have to get up and tend to my list of things. I still do not remember the object, but I'll remember it at a later time. Alright. We're gonna start off with Dark Magical Circle. Okay. What do I want to draw into? You know what, give me... It doesn't matter. Because we're going to shuffle with Primite. Give me Primite. Dragon Ether Barrel. Give me Primite Dragon Ether Barrel. Activate Barrel. Easy shit. Baylor. Of course. Oh no! Oh no. Anyway, declare when an event cannot activate the special effects of other monsters. Okay, well, the Dark Magician. We're bringing out the Dark Magician. Let's see. Monsters cannot activate their special abilities. Right. Okay. Light or dark monster in your graveyard. You know what? We'll save that. Save that for later. Alright. This is my board right now. Alright. What do you got? What do you got for me? Destroy all monsters that I control. Ride it. Don't tell me that's what I think. Don't tell me this is what I think it is. Don't tell me this is what I think it is. Is this Tenpai? Is this Tenpai? Set. Okay. Set. Okay. If that's two imperms, I might be a little bit upset. I might be just a little bit upset. Oh, hey, second rod. Cool. Okay. Oh, yeah. Give me Ether Barrel back. He's in my grave! He's back! Okay. Right. So we don't want to activate that just yet. Rod. Is that an imperm? Oh, I guessed it right! I guessed it right! Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Anyway, fine. Fusion deployment. The Dark Magician. That revealed the Dark Magicians. Dark Magician. Circle activates. Banish card. Is it another imperm? No. Hold on. What does this do? Banish it until the end phase of the next turn. Okay, well that's banished 2 now. Okay. Might as well get a direct attack in. Fuck it. Okay. What do you got, buddy? What do you got, buddy? Okay. See, Raigeki is 2, isn't it? It is. Alright, alright, alright. Ah, there it is. Red Dragon Archfiend combo. Activate Max C. Do you have Called By? No. Oh ho ho. Draw power. Not what I wanted. The Dark Magician. He's back. Oh, hey, secrets. Cool. I could get the Dark Magician. Oh, he surrendered. Oh. Well, we did it. We did it. We did it. We ranked up again. Epic. We'll be at a bronze in no time. We'll be at a bronze in no time. That was, he just gave up. He just gave up, summoned 1 resonator. I didn't even get my attack in. How many of those tickets do I have? Let's do the pull. See if we get something good that I can't decon. You know, normal shit. Okay. So, oh, neato. Alright, monsters with, wow. Pay 100 life points? Okay. Cool. Wow. Okay, okay. Flip. Oh, hey, there we go. Malice Doll. During your next standby phases, by the effect of a continuous spell card, special summon it. Golden Flying Fish. Hey, Jinzo! Cool. It can attack directly? Ooh. Ooh. Interesting. This card could, wait. Is special summon by controlling 3 or more face-up continuous spell cards. Okay. And I draw a card. Ooh. From the field. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright. Alright, yeah. Interesting. Puppet Master. This card is Tribute Summon. Pay 2k. Special summon some fiends. Alright. Alright. Oh. Okay. Rin, right? Oh, hey, an Infernoble. Nice. Huh. normal monsters. Dragon capture jar. Oh, just Buster Blader tech right there. Flip effects are not activated. Interesting. To your deck and then shuffle it. Alright, interesting. An interesting set of cards. Nothing particularly useful, but an interesting set of cards nonetheless. I'm going to switch back to full face cam. We'll exit out of Master Duel. Well, everybody, you know, I was going to finish smoking, but I do have a little list of things to do tomorrow, and I do need to get up for that. So, you know, I will see you all later. But until next time, see ya.